April 26, 1986. Inside reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant, a routine safety test turns into the worst nuclear disaster in history. No bomb, no missile, just chemistry, physics, and one catastrophic chain reaction. What followed wasn't just an explosion, it was a radioactive fire that burned for days, releasing invisible poison across Europe. Chernobyl used an RBMK reactor, a design with a dangerous flaw. Instead of water only, it used graphite to slow neutrons and sustain the nuclear chain reaction. During the test, operators reduced power too far. Xenon gas built up inside the core, absorbing neutrons and choking the reaction. To compensate, they withdrew too many control rods. Then came the fatal move, the emergency shutdown button. Ironically, this increased reactivity for a few seconds because the rod tips were made of graphite. Power surged to hundreds of times normal levels. Water coolant instantly flashed into steam, creating a massive pressure explosion. Seconds later, a second explosion blew the reactor open to the atmosphere. Now the reactor core was exposed. Hundreds of tons of superheated graphite ignited in air. Chemically, this was simple but devastating. Carbon plus oxygen, carbon dioxide plus enormous heat C plus O, but at these extreme temperatures, incomplete combustion also produced carbon monoxide. This graphite fire burned like a giant radioactive charcoal furnace, lofting radioactive particles high into the sky for 10 days. Unlike a normal fire, this one carried nuclear fuel with it. The explosion released multiple forms of radiation. Alpha particles, heavy, easily stopped by skin, but deadly if inhaled or ingested. Beta particles, penetrate skin, causing burns and internal damage. Gamma rays, highly penetrating electromagnetic radiation that passes straight through the body. Neutron radiation, rare outside reactors, extremely destructive at close range. Invisible, odorless, impossible to feel, yet lethal. Radiation attacks cells at the molecular level. It ionizes atoms, shattering DNA strands and generating reactive free radicals. Rapidly dividing cells suffer first. A bone marrow immune collapse, or intestinal lining internal bleeding, a skin radiation burns, a thyroid iodine-131 accumulation cancer. At very high doses, victims developed acute radiation syndrome. Within days, nausea, vomiting, confusion. Within weeks, organ failure. Some responders received doses so intense that their cells literally could not reproduce. Chernobyl wasn't just a nuclear accident. It was a runaway chemical, physical, and radioactive catastrophe, a reminder that when atomic energy escapes control, the consequences are measured not in explosions, but in generations.